This is the second video of your Unit 4 review. What we need to do is prove that math, M-A-T-H, is a parallelogram. We need to look at what we're given. I'll tell you that what you're given is more than what you need. Make sure you begin with the easy part, which is statement and reason. You want to get as many points as you can. Then we're going to look at our image and say, what is congruent? So I'm going to use the lowercase a to represent angle. Angle ATM is congruent to angle, so ATM is congruent to HMT, angle HMT. And the reason, everyone's favorite reason of course, is given. I see it on my image. So those angles are congruent. And then I have side, so I'm going to use a lowercase s. Side MH is congruent to side what? TA is the correct answer, and what's your reason? Given is correct. So far so good, you're doing really well. There's something else that's marked congruent that doesn't help you. The angles, GHM and TAR, do not help you because they're outside of our shape. We could use those for, this or that or the other thing, but it wouldn't really help us. So instead, I'm going to look and see if there's something that I see. Oh, yep, there it is. Side MT is congruent to side MT because, and it's not given this time, reflexive is correct. Okay, so now what I have said is I have this triangle on the top and I have this triangle on the bottom. So triangle ATM, funny, is congruent to triangle HMT. Now, what's the reason? Think about it for a minute. Pause the video and think about it. Side angle side is the correct response. Ms. Meyer, why did I have to prove the triangle's correct? Because in order to prove my parallelogram correct, I need congruent sides. So I have a pair of congruent sides, but I need two pair of congruent sides. The easiest way to do that is by proving my triangle's correct. And now I can say side MA is congruent to side TH. And what's those favorite letters? CPC, TC. There you go. Now that I know these sides are congruent and these sides are congruent, I can say that MATH is a parallelogram. There's an A in there. And the reason is definition of parallelogram. There you go. Now, there is another one I want to show you so you can get a second chance at it. If we scroll down, we want to prove that triangle ACH is congruent to triangle KHC. There's some pieces and parts missing here, so I'll help fill that in. What we need to do is we need to say that these pieces are parallel, and we need to say that these pieces are parallel. Now, I am given a parallelogram. So what would you do first? The first thing you would do is you'd say that your sides are parallel, and then these other sides are parallel, so those are given. Then you would say KHAC is a parallelogram because of definition of parallelogram. Once you know that you have a parallelogram, you can start ticking off the pieces and parts that would make triangles. So pause the video for a minute and think about what pieces you would need to prove those triangles congruent that you can get from a parallelogram. Pause the video and then start her back up. If I have a parallelogram, then I know these two angles are congruent. Definition of parallelogram. I know these two angles are congruent. Not definition of parallelogram, alternate interior angles. And I know that this side is congruent to itself by reflexive. Now I can prove my two triangles congruent by angle, angle, side. Go ahead and try and write that out. If not, go back and listen to the video again and walk yourself through it. If you were to see this again, would you be able to do it? That is the question.